Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me take privilege to share the thought for the day, which I use it on a daily basis now. Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now without delay. Nandre sai, adu indre sai. Thank you. Now let me request Secretary to mention leave for absence.
Good evening, friends. Rotarian Duraiswamy and Rotarian Shankar, Rotarian Satyanarayana and Kritika Madhu, David Chellappa, Sunil Srinath. They have sent official absence and rest all without information.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me request our President to give the welcome address.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you.
President, good evening.
Good evening. Dear fellow Rotarians in RCG, a warm welcome to one and all for this first meeting of our brand new Rotary year 2019-20. And the highlight is our club's Silver Jubilee year. For the past 8 months, planning of this year is getting done, and on Monday, the 1st July 2019, is the day where our action started. Yes, literally, thanks to the meticulous planning of the board members. Thank you, board members. We all know Rotary Connects the World is the theme for this year 2019-20. In this line of theme, let's connect with each other and with our community to fulfill the objectives of the Rotary. At this point of time, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our AG, Rotarian Ram Kumar, my co-presidents, Rotarian Ramesh from Coromandel, Rotarian Dr. Siva from Serenity. Yes, my dear friends, being our Silver Jubilee year, we plan to invite presidents and secretaries of other clubs as our guests. Dear Kinetic Presidents, our AG, please carry our love and affection of all the RCGs to your club, please. So far, we have kickstarted this year with a joint project with RC Madras Bay City on All Faith Memorial Service held on 1st July at Anna University. Probably later, I request Avenue Director CSD to brief on it. Moving forward, I will request all the respective Avenue Directors later to announce their plans for this week. Friends, let us come to today's business in Rotary. The difference between the visionary and the dreamers is that the visionary makes the dreams come true. And here is a great visionary, Mr. Rakesh Singh, Executive President of India Cement, who has accepted to be our guest speaker for the day. So please welcome, you can take the dais. Please. Thank you, sir. Friends, once upon a time, there was a man who had a habit of walking on the beach before he began his work. One day he was walking along the shores. He saw a human figure moving like a dancer. He smiled as he walked faster to catch up. As he got closer, he noticed it was a young man who was reaching down to the shore, picking up the starfishes washed up ashore and throwing them back into the sea. Why are you throwing the starfishes into the ocean? Asked the man. The young man replied, the sun is up and the tides is going out. If I don't throw them, they will die. The wise man commented, but do you not realize that the miles and the miles of beaches and starfishes along every mile, yet can't possibly make a difference? The young man replied, as he picked up get another starfish and throw that into the ocean. It made a difference to that one. The story of the Rotary is no difference. It's a story of making difference and this to our community where we live in. I, along with the board, would like to ensure all your participation with family for our 25th installation, which is going to held on coming Saturday, 6th July at Lee Royal Meridian. Thank you all.
Thank you, President. Let me call Rotarian Naresh Advani sir to give up the felicitation of 2018-19 team awards.
Good evening, friends. Invited guests. First, let me congratulate President Shiva for starting a glorious new year. I'm sure, as they say, well planned is well begun, half done, and he has begun almost 8 months back. So I'm sure he is going to make many starfishes very happy. I'm sure you're going to touch much more than that, sir. Friends, it was a glorious year what we had last year. Thanks to all the support and cooperation what I received from you members. It was a real pleasure being at the awards event, district awards event last Sunday, and literally it was fun. And we were the envy or all the eyes were on Gindi. I could say, of course, we have two big clubs, East and but of course we were no less than them, and we bagged many awards on that. And thank you very much for the support. Friends, the awards are here for you to say. I would like to felicitate and distribute the awards to the respective directors who helped us make a difference. For the same, may I request President Siva to please come forward to the podium, and Venuji to please join. Friends, the backbone of every club activities is first and foremost the club service. And special thanks to our club service director, Rotarian Radha, who helped us make the difference. Thank you, everyone.
Sir.
The club service doesn't stop here, rather please stay back. For the club event celebration, it was the second place in having the club meetings, and the third place was Ants and Annex, and third place in Ants and Annex program. So all these things under the club service. Thank you, Radha. And a special award on club meeting to Rotarian Nandagopal for being the sergeant at arms and managing it so well. Radhaji, only limited awards for you, don't bag all in. Friends, one of the focus area of Rotary is health. So I would like to maybe invite our Director of Community Service Development Health, Rotarian Shaji. We managed to get the second place in the district for the overall awards. And Hegde Sahab is not here to join. We all know what are the kind of service he is doing. So, and for the medical camps, it's once again for the Hegdeji, the service which he has been doing it in the areas of Mathur and beyond. Hegdeji has been once again been bestowed with the medical camps. Also, we have got the best of the awards. So, if the community service health has taken this front seat, how can the community service development can take a back seat? Yes, once again, friends, it's an overall performance second place in community service development to Sadhinu, who is passionate about the Go Green projects.
I request him to take the award. Year on year, in the recent past, there have been calamities which have been coming left and right and center. But last year was no difference. We had the the disaster started in Kerala and followed by the thing at second place in the calamity relief. May I request Sujata and Shivaraman, who headed that Nagapatnam Gaja relief, receive the award on behalf of the. He was literally on the field distributing relief. Youth service is once again an area of focus in Rotary Club of Guindy, and in this time for the events and projects in youth service, we have been back the second place, and may I request Ramesh Babu, the youth service director, and then here to collect the award. Now coming to the most important of the thing, the talk of the district, it is about RCG's membership, the strength, the team which we are here, and the membership development team has bagged so many awards. For the overall praise in the membership growth, the first place goes to Rotary Club of Guindy, and the champion of it, Saturday Ganapathy, who took it from 77 to 91. So it's not just about adding member, it is about retaining the member. May I now request the pivot in that Rotarian Sharat Kumar to come and collect the second place award in membership retention. And we have also bagged the second place in the net membership addition. And may I request Rotarian Arul to come and having recommended 3 new members last year, may I request you to come and collect the net membership addition award.
Thank you so much.
Friends, this year in international service was a real milestone. Many milestones rather. Starting from the year onwards, we have been having activities packed in the international service avenue. One of the most important thing was the convention, attending a convention. A team of around 10 Rotarians from Rotary Club of Guindy visited the Hamburg convention, and added to that we had a stall. This was the first time ever Rotary Club of Guindy featured its stall, and where we attracted many of the people across the globe. This idea was none other than the brainchild of our Rotarian President-elect, Sharat. May I request President Sharat to come and receive the award for the Hamburg convention. And what mattered in that Hamburg convention was the another biggest feat. That is there is a cyclist who rode from Chennai all the way to Hamburg for 8,000 kilometers cycling. This was supported by Rotary Club of Guindy, and may I request the architect of the program, Rafiq, to come and collect it. If Rafiq is not there, once again, Sharat, please collect the award on his behalf. Sharat, better stay back, it's not yet over. So once again, another championship under your thing. It's the John Harris Carnival. As a special project, it has been awarded in the district. May I request Sharat and Ryan to jointly get this award. Now, President, this is the real feather in your cap. President, immediate past president, I should say that, I'm sorry, So this doesn't stop here. It's not that Rotary is a big family and the spouse plays a big role or a pivot during the year. It is Rotary, it's the spouse and Jarna Advani, who has been adjourned as one of the best first ladies of the district. May I request Naresh, it's a brownie point which I learned. Yes, friends. Naresh, please stay back there once again. It is, friends, what else you can expect in the district for the president? He is one among the top best presidents, and he has been bestowed with the Best President Award. Thank you so much for a wonderful year.
He deserves a standing
Then I do the last announcement. Please come here. I think I need the accolade for you for the last of the award. Please come here.
Good evening, friends. The icing on the cake or the capping of the award ceremony is that Rotary Club of Gindi is the best club in the district. It must be heartening to note that when the announcements were made of the top clubs in the district, the order read as Madras, East, Central, and then Gindi. It's certainly the tireless effort, the sincere commitment, the zeal that each one of you, each and every RCGN has shown over the years. We are today on this cusp of the Silver Jubilee, and the last 24 years of sustained commitment to the community has ensured that we have reached to the slot to be amidst the top 4 clubs in the district. And I'm sure in the Silver Jubilee year, we should be scaling higher, and I'm sure all the other clubs have been doing an excellent job, and we have miles to go before we reach our milestone. Maybe years on, we could still be the numero uno club of the district, yet there would be miles to go. Thank you all, friends, for the tireless commitment that each one of you have shown over the years, and I'm simply confident that we will scale greater heights with humility and in our commitment to the service of the society. Thank you all.
Friends, though all the awards were given to individuals, they are all group performance. What we did, we worked as a group and got, and the last award was of course nothing but for our club, dedicated to our club. Thank you, friends. Thank you for being that support, making it happen. I'm sure, as Venuji said, we'll scale new heights this year with all the guidance by our president. We'll surely achieve better heights. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Now let me request Rotarian Jagannath Ramaswamy sir to share the knowledge session.
Good evening once again. Since this is the first knowledge sharing session of the year, I thought I should share my knowledge about knowledge sharing. See, knowledge sharing can be done, for example, by me, if I know and the other person doesn't. And when you share with a group, it will work only if most of the others don't know. Unlikely in a group like this, where somebody will always have the knowledge. For example, that story which Shiva related to us now was something which I think Neil related some time back. So those of us who heard Neil thought, hey, okay. So that's likely to happen. So whatever I say, yes, at least 20% of you or 30% of you or even 90% of you would be aware of. So what I thought is, so what can make a difference? I said, why not share wisdom with a man of my age, of the lack of hair that I have? I think if I say I have wisdom, people may accept it. Knowledge they may not. To give you an example, knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in the fruit salad. And wisdom comes from knowledge and experience. And actually not just experience, but reflecting on experience. So now I can claim 1+ on you, experience. Now this will differ from person to person, and therefore, whatever information is shared could be that much different. Actually, it's a cycle of knowledge. Knowledge plus experience tells you what more knowledge you have to seek, and that knowledge with that new experience in turn will lead you to seek more. And then it goes on. I guess I have successfully managed to confuse you, but you are certainly wiser now that there is a lot you don't know. Hopefully, the knowledge sessions in future, in the future meetings, will give you that knowledge, rather than the Nityananda sermon that this session turned out to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request President to tell about our Avenue Director's agenda. Thank you.
Friends, you'll be wondering what is the role of Ramanathan. I just want to mention he is the chairman for this day. He is leading all the, confirming all the proceedings of the meeting. Thanks, Ramanathan. And friends, be aware and smile. You're live on the YouTube. That's a camera, and the whole activity is being streamed live in the YouTube. Okay, that's a teaser from PR Chat. You can click on that link to subscribe to YouTube channel for viewing that video. Now, can I call Arul Pondusamy, Dr. Arul Pondusamy, please, for the accounts.
Good evening, friends. Thank you, President and the Board 2019-20 for giving me the punishment duty again to act as the treasurer for this year. Like usually it is given for Jaggi Boy for thanks note. So anyway, I request you all to send in your subscription for the full year so that we can maintain some deposits and we can run the club smoothly. So please rush in your subscriptions to the bank account by NEFT or by check. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I call Rotarian Bala for the location service, please?
Thank you, President. Good evening, friends. This Silver Jubilee year, we are planning to have a occasional program on every third Saturday of every month. So this Silver Jubilee year, we have a vocational program on every third Saturday. Accordingly, we have planned whole year. To begin with, this month, actually July 20th, we are planning to visit Tamil Araichi Mayam. So the details I will send by WhatsApp. I will detail the program. I request all the members to come and enlighten the knowledge and come to Araichi Mayam. Thank you so much.
Bala, thank you so much. Ishwar, on his absence, I just want to mention about the community service help. We are planning to conduct the Mesu project camp at Nagapattinam district in association with Rotary Club in Nagapattinam, which is going to fall on the 25th of this month. So we'll be having our inauguration on that particular day. Along with that, we are also planning to have a joint meeting with the Nagapattinam Club. Can I call Sridharan for the youth service, please?
Good evening to all. As the year started, as usual, we have the youth service activities with the startup of interact installations in the schools. So all the installations have been lined up. Tomorrow there's on Nadayar. On Friday it's on Mogapet. On Monday the teachers will come in the next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Other schools are there. Already other schools are lined up. So I request all the members to join the installations and grace the occasion. People, students are there waiting for their knowledge. So please come and share your knowledge. Normally, if we visit and give our knowledge, the students are very much happy and they reciprocate to us by saying that we learned this, that. So that is a very good occasion. So please, I invite all the members to join the interactive installations. All the installation timings and everything will be passed by the teachers in the main group. Thank you.
Can I call Sri Sundar to talk about this community service development?
Good evening, friends. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. It was an auspicious day for us to start the community service development activity right from the, first. And it was with All Faith Memorial Services in Anna University. And it was a good, pleasant moment to witness such an activity and started from there. It was a pleasure for 5 of our Rotarians who were there. And really touched me a lot to start from there. And it was well organized and presented by the Rotary Club of Basic. That is where we are kick-started, and more activities to come in the near future, which will be elaborated on the installation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Sundar. Now can I call our Mitaji to talk about this literacy program?
Good evening, friends. The inauguration of the literacy class is on this Friday. 5 years gone by, the 6th year starts now. Yes, this is a clap to you all. The starfish was one which our president mentioned. Now here are 30 starfishes to be taken care of. All at a time. And every year.
You have to throw them in the sea?
No, these are live. They are not frozen, these are live. So you can see them live. The request is for everybody to attend, to see for yourself, and for the children to see that these are the people who support us. Each one of you will make a difference to every child. So please be there, 4:30. It is going to start with the Interact Club installation, what Sridhar just mentioned, followed by the inauguration of the literacy class for the 6th year in consecutive.
Thank you, Mitaji. Can I call Rotarian Satish, our Silver Jubilee chairman?
Good evening, friends. First, I congratulate President and team 1920 for making the year a wonderful Silver Jubilee year. I request all you to block the date. Block the date, Kandipa on 6th and with family order. It will be, we have planned a lot of programs, a lot of programs. So, a lot of highlight events are there. அந்த குளோபல் மீட்லாம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், ஜெயலலிதா இருந்தப்ப. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரிலாம் சில விஷயங்கள் இருக்குது. ஸோ augmented reality, experience the new thing, technology man. So it's planned a lot of things. அவங்க டீமே ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ஃபார் லாஸ்ட் 1 month ஹெச்என்எஸ் டீமில் நிறைய பேர் ஒர்க்கிங் ஃபார் தட். ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் கம் வித் யுவர் ஃபேமிலி அண்ட் children, enjoy the evening. Thank you. Silver Jubilee நிறைய பிளான் இருக்கு. I will come back.
Thank you, Santosh. Finally, can I call Rotarian Radha for the membership, please?
Vanakkam. Thank you, President Shiva and Trainer Neil, for trusting me and giving me this role. I definitely assure you that I will live up to your expectation. And I hope you all remember my mantra, 5 plus 5 equals to? 100. Thank you. Okay. It has started already. We have two wonderful prospects who have come today. It's my pleasure to call both of them to the front stage. Mr. Venkatesh Gupta. Let's welcome him with a round of applause. He's a practicing chartered accountant. And I would like Mr. Venkatesh Gupta to introduce himself in 60 seconds.
Hi, good evening. So my name is Venkatesh Gupta. Thanks for the opportunity given to me to represent the Rotary Club, and thanks to Mr. Kalesa, who has introduced me to the Rotary Club. So I'm a practicing chartered accountant who has started my practice in 2012. With two partners, we have expanded our team to 7 partners in branch in Theni, Ongole, Hyderabad, and Bhimavaram. So we are expertise in both direct and indirect and international taxation. We deal all corporate clients and the SME sectors. We meet their financial requirements and financial plannings. So on the personal front, I'm married to Abhinya, who is also chartered accountant, blessed with a small son from Salem. She is also chartered accountant. She has joined our firm, whose expertise in financial reportings and MIS reportings to the corporates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Venkatesh.
55 seconds.
And my next prospect is Mr. Kannan, Deputy Director. Welcome you, sir. Let's welcome him with a round of applause from the Industrial Department.
Good evening, friends. Thank you for your warm applause. And first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Kadir and Ammar for introducing me in this Rotary Club. Basically, I am a mechanical engineer. I am working with the Industries Department as a Deputy Director. My wife, Mrs. Manimuli, who is looking after our family business. We are operating auto gas stations in Chennai and Tiruvallur. And my daughter is studying 10th standard. A small family only. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, and you all can wait for more.
Thank you, Radha. Over to Ramadan, please.
Thank you. So now let me call up our club trainer, Rotarian Neelanand, to give introduction about our guest speaker.
Friends, very good evening once again. Booth signed Sachin Tendulkar because of his spectacular performances time after time. With this, the brand got the right positioning and a huge fan following, which helped it create a big market in India. Nike, the world's most famous sports brand, was in the news recently for its attempt to break the 2-hour barrier in marathon. Steve Jobs also got his inspiration of Apple's Think Different campaign 2 decades ago from Nike ads. Nike sells shoes, yet its advertisements, it never talks about products, it only honors the athletes. Brands or impressions of how a particular product or an idea is looked at in the eyes and minds of people. Products have life cycles. Brands outlive products. The best brands use remarkable creativity and ideas in advertising to help them break through the people's wall of indifference and create the brand heat and product affiliation. What once used to be the only sporting club brands upon the time were Manchester United, Chelsea, Chicago Bulls, to name a few. But IPL has changed the equation, topping the charts by going global. And when we talk about IPL, how can we miss the rain? The name that rings in our ears, makes us see yellow and makes us want to whistle for it, is Team CSK. And today evening, we have with us the man behind the brand CSK, Mr. Rakesh Singh. A BTech in Mechanical Engineering from the famous ITBHU, and an MBA from the XLRI didn't prepare him for a lifetime of selling cement across the length and breadth of India. After starting his career in ACC, that is Associated Cement Companies, and working across geographies for 12 years, Rakesh moved to India Cements, ready to take on the challenges that were greater in scale and impact. At South India's largest cement manufacturer, he was instrumental in consolidating the company's position in southern markets and making foray into the northern and western markets of India. He currently holds the position of Executive President at India Cements. He is also the director at Chennai Super Kings Limited. Friends, when I asked Mr. Rakesh for his profile, this is all he had provided me. Like this famous couplet Tirukural, which tells the life's teaching in 2 lines, here is Rakesh's profile that is condensed into a small single paragraph. After all, for a visionary like him, his achievements says it all. He was the mastermind behind the biggest sports brand to emerge from India, the Chennai Super Kings. His passion for slightly unconventional approach to brand building saw Rakesh get involved with every little detail of brand CSK since its very inception, shaping it to create the cult following it enjoys today. Which is why we can find no one better to give us the inside story on what went to the making of CSK. Over to none other than Rakesh Singh.
So let us take 30 more seconds just to
கேட்கிறேன். நானே பாதிக்கப்பட்டேன். நேரடி
President, office bearers, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me congratulate all of you for the Silver Jubilee year, which you are celebrating, just started. I was very impressed with the procedures you people have. I think it's worth joining the club. I'm envious of Mr. Ramesh, who is also a Rotarian. So,
you are welcome here, sir.
Interesting it is. Okay, so we'll come to the topic of today, which is Chennai Super King. I don't know where to start because Chennai Super King and IPL, today it's in a position where if I have to tell you that if I have to go back 12 years and when none of this existed, how the thing started, most of you will not believe because it is a phenomenon which is here where, we follow it, we look at it, we get involved into it for 3 months, 4 months, whatever. But when it started, go back to 2007, 2008. What was there in the sporting arena, especially in cricket? Cricket was the only sports we play. And the only format was national matches. India will play Pakistan, end of it. India will play Australia, great. India will play England. Even the state matches, state teams were used to play against each other. Ranji Trophy was one of the very, very popular, so-called biggest tournament in the country. If you go and see a stadium, the spectators will be a curator, 4 selectors and a dog. You won't find people really watching the match. From there, someone to conceive and think about a city-based tournament, not even a state-based, city-based tournament, where 8 cities will play against each other and you make it popular. I mean, it's unbelievable. Nobody thought that it would be successful. This is what we call disruption in marketing jargon. I mean, obviously we have gone overboard, but IPL was one such disruption where nobody believed that it will be successful because if the state teams are not being watched, who will watch IPL? Who will watch city-based teams? And therefore, when this offer came to India Cement, there was a big debate whether we should bid or not to bid. We all know that Chennai is a cricket-loving city. Everything was okay. Our company is hugely involved into cricket. But then we had to put money on the table. So there was a huge discussion on whether to bid or not to bid. I've written a lot of things, but none of it's true. Let me tell you, the fact is, there was a debate in our boardroom. We were 8 of us. 7 of us said we should not bid. The person who said we should bid, he had the veto power. He was the chairman of our company, Mr. Srinivasan. And that is the difference between a manager and an entrepreneur. One can visualize what he had a vision, we did not have a vision. So we all said, nonsense, so many $1 million, how can we put this and that? So I've written all this English, but you ignore it. The reality was that. Then, if you look at IPL, today, what a phenomena it has become. If you look at the numbers, it is mind-boggling. But if you go into it, I had the privilege of attending the first workshop. And the challenge we had was how to get the eyeballs on the screen and how to get bumps on the seat. These were the only 2 challenges which were thrown at us. And we said there are 3 or 4 set of people, or what you call it, interested parties, who should put their might to get this happen. One is the broadcaster, one is the BCCI, one is the franchise, and of course the local media. This is what was talked about. And we all put our might, that we said, okay, we'll work on it. We had, from the day we got the bid, we had exactly 44 days for the first match to start. And mind you, we did not have a team, we did not have a name, we had nothing else. And that is where the story of Chennai Super Kings starts. We met somewhere, we had an old office in Dhan building, we met there and said, no, where do we start? As he rightly said, the only examples were Manchester United or one of the football clubs or a baseball club or whatever. And quickly we are going through Google and trying to find out how did they do it. And they're all old clubs, well established. So we said, let us look at this. This club doesn't belong to India Cement. This club belongs to the fans, as and when we have them. And therefore, whatever we do, it has to come from the fans. And therefore, the concept of crowdsourcing was the basis on which we said, we will not decide the name, we will not decide the color, we will not decide the logo. Let the fans tell us what we should do. Who was the #1 player for us at that point in time, who was known in Chennai? Mr. Srikanth. And then we asked him, using him as a model, we ran a campaign. 50,000 entries came. That showed that, okay, this is a concept which will click. We had huge, type of names, the ranges from A to Z. We obviously could not have missed Chennai. There's no way Chennai is the city where you're talking about. Without Super, Chennai is nothing. And without Super and Rajnikant, I think the Chennai has nothing. Super also came as a very clear advice to us that we should use Super. And Kings were the one. So this name came in, the logo came in. A lot of people had said lion. So therefore we brought the logo lion there. So everything what you see here in the logo is all given to us by Chennai people. It is not done by any one of us in India Cement or our creative agency. They're sitting here, so that's why I'm saying. Okay. Then we thought of what should be the color. I am very happy to see so much of yellow here. When I suggested this yellow, one of the reasons is yellow happens to be our company color also. But we had 2 colors, yellow and blue. We have a yellow and blue. We knew very clearly that blue will be picked up by many teams. So we said blue is not an option because being an Indian team color, everybody will try to do blue, and therefore we said we have to be different. And we looked at the teams which have done well worldwide. It was Australian cricket team. At that point of time, they were the best team in the world. They had won 2 or 3 World Cups by then. And of course, the Brazil football, they were the #1, yellow again. So we said, don't apply your mind, just use yellow. I told this to one of my colleagues, and he said, yellow, yuck, how can yellow be a color? That same guy every year asked me for a Chennai Super Kings t-shirt. And you see, anywhere will look so different. Any match you go, you will find our people stand out. See, when you're building a brand, some of you may be a marketing specialist, you have to put 2 things in place. That is what was taught to us in college, and we said we will not miss out. One is the brand personality. So we said fearless entertainers who play to win. This was decided in 2007, 2008. And second is brand character. Self-esteem, honor, fire in the belly. If you look at our team performance through and through for 12 years, these two things have been always followed by our team members also. You know, if you believe in the Big Bang Theory, this was the Big Bang in IPL whole history, the auction. A lot of negative things were talked about, a lot of good things were talked about, but it was talked about, and that is important. You know, you may be known for good reasons or bad reasons, as long as you're known, it is okay. So the auction was one which created a history in this thing that how can players be auctioned? Are they cattle? Are they this? You know, all those things. But what is important for CSK was that we bid for Dhoni at the price which was on the highest. You know, it is very interesting. It starts, 2-3 stories starts. When we went into the auction, the same gentleman who had vetoed our decision not to bid for any team here also gave us a direction, and he's sitting on this thing. But we had taken Dhoni before he entered. He said, if you guys don't get Dhoni, you need not come back to office. So we had a purse of $4.5 million, and we had allotted $1.8 million for in our boardroom calculation of 1.8 million for Dhoni, thinking that as long as we get it 1.8 million, we feel it's a cheap buy. At $90,000, we were there. And then the team which we hate the most, Mumbai Indians, came into the fray and took the price to 1.5 million. And we also obviously played around. And still, I always tell Dhoni that we have saved $30,000 for it, because we had 1.8 as our budget. And you know, if you go further, when we came out, the press was all over. 1.5, one third of our budget we have already given on one person, and they said, did you not pay extra or too much for Dhoni? And my managing director said, we bought him cheap, obviously, because we had 3 in 1. We had a captain, we had a wicket keeper, and a batsman. And actually, can I go to the next one? And actually, if you look at it, next one. I believe that we had 4 in 1. He was the adopted son. He became adopted son of Chennai from that day onwards. He is the face of not only Chennai Super King, he is the face of Chennai. Wherever he goes, and he takes pride in it. You talk to him, he'll talk about Chennai. And from that day, Dhoni and yellow color became the symbol of Chennai. This is how it happened. Then what happened was, now we still had time. Now we had a team, we had a captain, and now how to become popular, how to make our name go everywhere. Fortunately for us, that time India, South Africa was playing a test match here, 5 days. And ground rights are not very expensive here. So we bought everything possible. We painted the whole stadium, whole Chepak was yellow. Everywhere you would see CSK, logo, everything. And the fact of life is, we had still not had shot any photograph of Dhoni or Muralidharan or anybody. So we made caricatures of them, and we pasted it all over the place. And so much so that somebody mentioned that even the grass is looking yellow. So that is how we did. So what happened on that expense, with that limited expenses, we were all over the world, because it was being watched all over. So everywhere you see a ball going anywhere, you will see CSK, Chennai Super King, everywhere. So that is how we started the brand building exercise. So we had the fans on our side, we had the popularity, we had the right player, we had everything. And the game started. And what a match, how the IPL started. First match in Mohali, we were there, Hussey and Hayden played innings of their life. We made some 250 odd runs, we won the match. We made 4 matches in the series, one after another. That is what proved that our brand character is taking its shape. We lost the final, but if you recall this huddle, I think it's etched in the mind of every CSK fan from that day. 12 years have passed by, but we don't forget. If you recall, Rajasthan Royals won the finals. They did not know what to do, because they were very happy. They were running all over the place, they did not even know. Dhoni knew what has to be done. Had a huddle immediately after the match and said, we lost this year, but next year we'll win. And we did. So that is the captaincy. Go next. But the question was, the challenge which we had all the time, that this tournament is only for 2 or 3 months, 2 months to be precise, 55 days. and therefore how to keep it alive. Because you fans would like to engage with you, you should do something. So we have done a lot of things. I'll go through it quickly. We done T20 tournaments for children. It is all Tamil Nadu tournament. We form a junior super king team. Last year it went to UK to play tournaments there. Previous year it had gone to Australia. We take care of the kids so that we groom them in the future. We run corporate cups. We do all sort of merchandise, including, we had comics at one time, and comics, now nobody looks at comics, people go for digital. And we had digital games. So we said, okay, fine. The territory of Chennai, territory of Tamil Nadu, okay, we have sort of created a fan base here. But that is not end for us. Manchester United is not a team over Manchester alone. It has to be a global phenomenon. So we said, let us go global. Let us go all over India, all over the world. But what was the way we went global? Easiest way is to start telling them or start talking in their language. We said no. We'll teach the world how Chennai Super King fans, support their team. So we made them learn what we do here, and we use our players for that. And I'll show you one video which was a challenge we ran. Can you display that? There are many of them, but I thought
ஐயோ Chennai Super Kings
So the idea was, let the world learn what we do. We will not learn from them. So we made them Chennai Super King fans the way we are. So that is what the whole thing was. Next was, of course, the whistle photo story. Again, we can play. This is the first video we shot it on Handycam. And there we
Chennai Super Kings को whistle पड़े
Super Kings का whistle पड़े
Chennai Super Kings का whistle पड़े
Super Kings के पहले whistle आएंगे
So basically, we invited fans across globe. This was on social media. It became a big hit. I mean, we ourselves did not expect it. It was a collaboration of that time. It was all over the place. And we said, why don't you guys, wherever you are, whether you are in San Francisco or whether you are in Delhi or whether in Bombay or anywhere in Singapore, please, why don't you upload your videos? And we have flooded with videos. So I'll show you one of the videos which we had. I think the shortened Even today it gives goosebumps. But the fact of life is that you see different countries, different cities, and it was not done by us. The fans among themselves networked. They made this video among themselves and then posted to us, gave it to us as a gift, which we used it and it was very popular at that point in time. So this is what we did. We built very strong ties with fans, and we said they are the one who will support us, nobody else. So And of course, on social media, we were always very, very popular. We were always on the top. The other asset we had was a player. So any player doing well, we'll celebrate. Muralidharan took 800 wickets. We changed his T-shirt to 800. That is how the 3-digit number started only with this 800. It was not there earlier. It used to be a 2-digit number. Any occasion, any festival of Chennai, Tamil Nadu, we used to celebrate with fans, with players. Our pubs and restaurants used to be decorated during the matches. We studied very hard. Every year, even today, we go to IIM Calicut. The students teach us what we should do the next year. We are part of some of the management books. This is one of the books. We have a case study on India's CSK. But obviously, the core promise was to deliver on the ground, which you all know we delivered. The statistics, we don't have to show it to you because all of you know it by heart. So we'll go to next. Then the controversy erupted, and we were banned for 2 years. Who came to our rescue? Who came to our support? The fans. Can you believe it? Near the Chepak Stadium, they said, everybody come and sign and say injustice has been done to the team. What wrong the players have done? What wrong the team has done? Why you are banning them? So many people went and signed. I was also one of them who was standing there. The queue of people, kids, women, everybody signing the thing. They went all the way to Bombay and gave it to BCCI. Imagine, can you do that? The 2 years, normally a team, you have seen other team also got banned. They disappeared from the scene. Our popularity increased during those 2 years. If you see our Facebook, our social media following, it went up. What was funny was in those 2 years when we were not in the matches, and when Hyderabad was winning or somebody else was winning, what was trending was whistle podu. People had no other option. They were only surrounding about CSK, best team, whistle podu. So the whole team, fans were still looking at this thing. In fact, an interesting story, one of my another CSK fan like you and me, he suddenly put on the Facebook that, so-and-so team where Dhoni was playing is not doing well. And the whole CSK fan jumped on them, the whole group, hundreds of them. How you are watching the match? How can you watch a match when CSK is not playing? So that was the whole thing. And really, at that period of time, Star Sports tells us the TRP rating of Tamil Nadu was one of the lowest. People are not watching IPL at all. So this was the fan love for us. It's the family, you can see it in real sense also. I'll show you some photographs later. When we travel, and Ramesh normally travels with the team most of the time, we have a contingent of not 22 players. We have a contingent of 55 to 160 people because all our players are daddies, all of them have kids, all of them have nannies, so they all travel with 4 or 5 people and we take care of all of them. And they look like a family, the kids play. You can actually make a junior Super King team also, there's so many kids. But when we are away from the thing, Dhoni's statement, why even in fact the Pune team said that he can't be captain because he was still emotionally attached to CSK. The statement of Rana that he was finding it very difficult to adjust in Gujarat. And when they met somewhere, Gujarat and Pune played a match when we were not there. They said, forget Gujarat, Pune. The CSK players joined together in uniform of Gujarat and Pune and made a difference. So that was a team bonding which we had. Then we came back. And this was what Dhoni put it on Instagram. And this said it all. This became absolutely viral. Dhoni standing in his house in Ranchi, 7 in the back. And this is what was there. And this started trending. It was all over. We had nothing to do. It was already, we were back with a big bang. We obviously used TNPL to our advantage. Dhoni came and played. Dhoni and Hayden, they played. And it was the stadium was jam-packed with yellow. You see, this is a TNPL match. It looks like a CSK match. So therefore we said the whistle podu thing, let us make one new one because the team had changed, the whole thing was there. So we made the latest whistle podu. I think this is something which you should see.
இல்ல பத்தல இன்னும் மாசம் ஆ நிறுத்துறா பத்தல இன்னும் மாசம் ஆக மாட்டேன் டேய் பாஸ் இந்த நம்ம மியூசிக் இருக்குல்ல ஸ்டார்ட் த விசில்ஸ் Chennai Super Kings का कोड
What you will notice is that so many years, 11, 12 years, we don't move away from our core. We don't move away from our culture. We don't move away from our language. We are a global brand. We are everywhere, but on our terms. And that's why when we came back also, we retained the 3 players because we believe in the core. And again, connected to the city. That was the 378th year of Madras. So we said 3, 7, 8. And that is what we did. And this is a campaign which was very popular. So that is the strength of a brand. Normally, when we talk about learnings, is one of the things that you don't deviate. Whatever you take up as a cause, stick to that. Don't change. This is one thing. And we came here and see our luck. We were told to get out of city. We played one match, there were riots, and then we were told go to this place. So we had to move to Pune. But we have an obligation towards the fans. So we said, let us move heaven or earth, but we'll make sure the fans go to Pune and watch the match. And we moved not one, 2 trains, one after another, to Pune to take 1,400 people every time, make them go there. They went. They obviously that time with the summer is bad. They went, saw the match, supported us, and whenever they have gone, Shane Watson hit a century. So this is the beauty of the thing we had. If you go to Pune now, that you will go back and see the scenes of Pune. The Pune people also started supporting CSK, and because everybody likes good people, so obviously CSK was liked everywhere. So we were called Daddy's Army after the auction. Everyone was, including our good fans, they were like after us. In fact, I remember what we said was, let us not. What the basic principle is, if the customer or the fan says something, accept it. So we ourselves started making fun of ourselves. We are Daddy's Army. In fact, there were a lot of things. Why you are not taking Chris Gale? So our Twitter handle answered, we don't know whether he's 30 plus, so we don't want to take him. So he was definitely 30 plus, but that is how we started becoming part of that joke. And Daddy's Army did what we all know. They really, won the match hands down. We won the tournament, and the year we came back. No point again talking about what we have done on the field. All seasons we have been there in the playoffs, 8 finals. No other team can boast of any other things. So, obviously, as Dhoni said, nothing could have been better than that. I don't know whether you've seen a video where he went emotional. Actually, before he came back, he almost cried. He did cry while he almost cried. Then we made a movie on CSK full thing, which obviously Star Sports and Hotstar involved it. I was just checking the number, I believe 60 million views have This is what I was talking about. This is, we have so many kids to handle. So they keep us busy and they keep the players busy. Okay. We don't want to talk about this. We'll still not have forgotten that how we lost the finals. Very difficult. So this is not important because I think we should have won and we'll definitely win next year, hopefully. Now, next. So, these are on social media, the way we were popular, I think all of us know, so that's a number. So this is the main presentation, but I thought since most of you are business oriented people, you are chartered accountants, you are doing this thing, I think we should take out some learnings from this. So we should, while it's good to hear good things about CSK, all of us like it, but there are certain important marketing aspects which we should pick up from this. And first thing is, a brand should have a purpose. Whichever brand you build, be it in cement, be it in anything else, it should have a purpose. It has to have a reason to exist. Next. Defines your brand character and personality. This is what I said. Before you start the journey, define it and stick to it. Whatever happens, you may fail, you may succeed, but don't change your brand character and personality. Let the consumers own the brand. This is the best thing. Once consumers own the brand, then you don't have to do any marketing. They will take care of it. You saw the whole thing which happened in case of our Whistle campaign. Know your target audience and speak their language. If you know your audience and you speak their language, they'll be all yours. Celebrate your consumers. We normally celebrate our employees, celebrate ourselves, all these things. But consumers you celebrate. So every time we win a tournament or not win a tournament, Dhoni and his team will go across the Chepak and thank the fans for what they have done to him. And converse with them. Don't try to convey your messages. Talk to them. They will give the feedback, take it. No consumer is ever wrong. The day we start believing that customers' feedback is wrong, you are dead. So you should never, if you say something, accept it. And that's all for you for Chennai Super King. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Will Dhoni be retained next year? You never thought of that. Because of the presentation ceremony, he said that we need to look at.
He has his views and he obviously is right. But as far as the CSK is concerned, we retain that. Which is no other forever. Correct.
Thank you so much for the wonderful, inspiring success story of CSK. And let me call our club trainer, Rotarian Neelandan, to give a memento to the guest lecturer.
Friends, it's a special moment though. Probably we will brief post this.
This is not a mere statue. This is a 3D printed version of MS Dhoni, and we have specially printed this for you for today. It gives a great pleasure and honor to give this. May request please join us. Please join. He is the one who printed this for us.
Thank you so much. Now let me call up our secretary to do the announcements.
Secretary's announcement, this birthday announcement. Treasurer, please get ready. From 1st July onwards, we will announce. Suhasana, daughter of Rotarian Balaji. And Lakshmi Ulagamai, daughter of Ramanathan. And Pavitra, daughter of Dhiravyam. Amuda, wife of Dhiravyam. And Darshan Somani, son of Sandeep Somani. Jai Ashwin, son of V. Shankar. Lakshmi MK, wife of Kalimamani MC.
Very fast.
Rotarian Anuradha.
What is the birthday?
Not today's birthday, it is 5th July. Okay, date is also required. No? Okay, 6th July is Annette Kasturi, daughter of Ramanathan P. And 7th July, Annette Sangeeta, daughter of Vinod K. Mehta. Okay, and 7th July, Annette Akshita M, daughter of Madan R. And 8th July, Rotarian Ramesh Khanna. 8th July, Annette Rogit, son of Siddhani. And 10th July, Mritwa Varshini, daughter of Bala Subramaniam Bia. And 10th July, Vaishnavi, wife of Shankar. And 12th July,
First 12th we have a meeting on 10th. You can announce it on that.
the president is asked me to read out 15 days from this. Thank you. And wedding anniversary. And Lakshmi and Ramanathan celebrating a wedding anniversary on 7th July. And Jamima, Jaya Rafiq and Muhammad Rafiq are celebrating on 21st July. And Subha and Shaji celebrating on 17th July. Next meeting is our installation function on 6th at Lee Meridian. And after second meeting will be on 10th July on same venue.
Thank you, Secretary. Since we have some more time, I missed out two things in my agenda. Can I request V. Sridhar, Foundation Chair, to please talk about the fundraising program with the lapel pin, please.
Good evening, friends. So let's make the Silver Jubilee year a great year in terms of celebrating, and of course you all know giving is a joy. So let's celebrate by giving, and our president has come up with innovative ideas. So he has made these pins, label pins, which we have already, most people have collected. Happy to announce that already 40 members have collected the pins. So request others to collect these pins and wear it on installation day. It's priced at 1,000 and it goes to the proceeds go to the Rotary Foundation. I hope Shivram also has given you a undi. G-Donate. So some of them are yet to get. So the plan is at your house, encourage your kids, or you can also contribute $1 a day or $2 a day, whatever you can. And we should have a good number on our charter night and celebrating 25th year in a great manner. So everybody, please do contribute on the G-Donate. The proceeds definitely again will go to Rotary Foundation. For the foundation, on your own personal things, I would request all the members to upgrade yourself. Those who are not PHF, get into PHF. Those who are already PHF, get into the next level of PHF. I expect this year at least more number of major donors to be from this club, so that as Rotarian Venujite, we are in top clubs, so we should be topper in terms of maximum Rotarians having the PHF and also major donors. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sridhar. We have the trust team. I request Balaji sir.
மாற்றங்கள் வினா மாற்றங்களே விடை. A very good evening to all of you. The change which is very very important in a person's life, which a change for a positivity which could bring in a smile. CSK மூணு எழுத்து, நம்ம RGTயும் மூணு எழுத்து, that is Rotary Guindy Trust. RGT, Rotary Guindy Trust. Okay. So the synopsis is, you have to be talked about, good or bad, but RG Trust it is always good, because the kind of transparency and a continuous effort right from the time Ramanathan ji who's here, who's the founder managing trustee, and all the trustees who have taken over, that has been going on all the time. And you will have a timeline, things will fall into place. That's what our speaker for the day had mentioned. Yes, we have the timeline now. The immediate timeline for the now next season is our the installation ceremony of our 25th year president Shivaraman. So we have 18 lakhs as a deposit now, and we wanted to scale it up to 25 lakhs. The 7 lakhs is what is that which we are going to have it, and the timeline fixes next 4 days. And I would also put in records here, our President Shivaraman has promised, even though I'm not disclosing without his reconfirmation, a big amount towards the corpus for the trust. So as Arul is the secretary of the current secretary of the trust, who is also committed through his time of friends a big amount towards the corpus of this trust. It will be very very important for all of us to kindly come forward and contribute generously for our trust. As they said, இது நம்ம trust, CSK அப்படி நம்ம டீம் நாங்களோ அது மாதிரி இதுவும் நம்ம trust தான். ஆனால் நம்ம தான் வந்து இதை வந்து எடுத்துட்டு வந்து all of us are owners for this, and we have to make this big, because all our sustaining projects we wanted to bring the completely being run by the corpus from the trust. And can we have some confirmations now? President. Yes, thank you.
Just to go to Vishila Pode.
Thank you so much. Now let me call up Rotarian Virupaksham to give a vote of thanks.
Now I have to CSK.
Vanakkam. I am very happy to present the first vote of thanks of this Silver Jubilee year. Initially, I thought I will call all the names. I was noting down who are all talking, who are all doing things, and it looked like almost 90% of us here in this room have contributed for today's occasion. And to make it very quick, I would like to thank each and every one of you for having come here today and started this Silver Jubilee year in a big bang, and especially in Yellow Color. I would like to thank Jackie sir for his clear knowledge about wisdom, and some of us may be clearly confused, but still it's good to know that wisdom is more important, and how we will share knowledge is through wisdom. I'd like to thank all the Avenue directors for your role here and your presentation, and I would like to thank the immediate past president Naresh ji for gracing the occasion and giving away the awards, and making us feel that it's not single person's effort, it's the team effort again and again. I would like to thank the HNS team for live streaming this. I saw it, there is a 1 minute delay, but it's excellent. So hereafter, if we are not coming here, we can always go to YouTube and just check.
We are stopping.
So maybe pause.
lecturers, I ask you to delay it, not 1 minute, 1 day. We'll call it delayed night.
So that we will know about it. And as usual, our superstar Neil did. He's like man behind the scenes in many things, and thank for introducing the chief guest. Now the most important thing, I'll start with the whistle for thanking the chief guest Rakesh Singh. Thank you so much, sir. And the most important thing is your wisdom about mixing with the local people. I think that is the biggest takeaway for all of us from this session. தமிழ்ல இல்லைனா தமிழ்நாட்டில் சென்னையில் வாழ்வது கடினம். If it is not in Tamil, it is very difficult to live in Chennai and Tamil Nadu, is what the message you have conveyed us. It is not just Tamil, in each and every place, go to Karnataka, go to Bihar, that language, because we like our flavor, right? So that is the message you have conveyed us and implemented it and proved it, and we all have gained that knowledge today. Thank you so much. It was very, very great, and thank you all for this wonderful evening. If I had missed out anybody, kindly excuse me. So I wish the Silver Jubilee team all the best. I'm very eager to see this entire year packed with action. Thank you all. Thanks for the opportunity.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलसिर गंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद।
Thank you.